Pacquiao has claimed he's in negotiations over a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, indicating that talks are underway to secure another shot at him. Here's Pacquiao in a Q&A session on Facebook yesterday.
I don't know yet who's my opponent next, but we're still negotiating right now about the rematch with Floyd Mayweather. So, hoping for that.
I'm hoping too, Stephen A. Is this fight gonna happen?
Well, I don't think so unless Floyd Money Mayweather is lying, because he and I spoke a couple of weeks ago, via text, and he emphatically stated that it was false, that there is no negotiation, that he's not fighting anymore, period. A matter of fact, that's exactly what he said. I'm reading from the text here, Skip, dated October 9th. It's totally false. I'm not fighting anymore, period. That's what Floyd's position has been. So why Manny Pacquiao continues to bloviate to the public about a potential rematch just speaks of desperation, because obviously he desperately wants to redeem himself. What he doesn't realize is that he hurts his chances of convincing Floyd to give him that rematch every time he opens his mouth and alludes to that shoulder injury that he obviously had to get operated on from all of those shots he was actually missing during the game. Okay? So if he stopped saying that, maybe, just maybe, he'd have a chance. But because he keeps opening his mouth and alluding to how he wasn't himself, it just comes across as another excuse, as reeks of disrespect. And Floyd actually he's under no obligation whatsoever to give him a rematch. Floyd has made about $1 billion in the ring. Manny Pacquiao is sitting there and struggling to pay off the IRS and Top Rank and all of this other stuff to walk away with a quarter of the $100 million purse that he earned against Floyd Money Mayweather. So when you look at it from that perspective, the bottom line is that he seems to be crying out for a rematch against Floyd. Perhaps he should sit there and recognize that he needs to stop bringing up his shoulder injury if he wants a legitimate rematch. Or fight this kid Terrence Crawford, or fight Amir Khan. No, I don't know if even though considering that Juan Manuel Marquez put him to sleep last time, maybe people would be interested in seeing a fifth fight with them. Me personally, I'd like to see Manny Pacquiao against that haymaker thrower in Ruslan Provodnikov, because he's a knockout artist. I'd love to see him against somebody like that. Can't box to save his life, but he's a knockout artist and keeps coming. He's like the modern-day Rocky. Don't matter how much you hit him, he ain't going down. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. So it would be nice to see something like that, but it ain't going to happen against Mayweather unless, of course, Mayweather wakes up, is a little bit bored with retirement, and decides to change his mind. He has earned the right to do that.
Okay, so just to be clear, your text from Floyd dated October 9th did not say anything specifically about I'm not negotiating with Pacquiao. He just said I'm retired. I'm not fighting anybody, correct?
I asked him about Manny Pacquiao saying that they were discussing a rematch, and that was his response. Leonard Ellaby was more extensive, and what Leonard Ellaby said to me, he said to the media, but then I spoke to Floyd directly that day, and he texted me that day and said exactly what he said and asked me to relay it to the public, which is why I did it.
Okay, now, after all the ducking and dodging and evading we just heard on this matter, I'm going to get real about it. Here's the truth from somebody I'm talking to right now.
Oh, good.
Really?
Really?
Me?
Yeah, really. Yeah, maybe you.
Me?
Maybe who? I'm not talking to Molly right now, am I? I think I'm looking at you.
And we're going to deal with
the truth of the matter. There is no way Floyd Money Mayweather would risk his undefeated record fighting now a healthy Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Money Mayweather got the biggest money break of his life, of his career, when Manny Pacquiao, 5 weeks before the fight with Floyd, injured his rotator cuff, tore his rotator cuff while sparring, according to the great Freddie Roach, who did buy you a pair of shoes, if I do recall.
Yes,
right?
there was some blue Tom Ford shoes, which Freddie Roach needs to know, by the way, I wear at least once or twice a week. They're exceptional shoes. I'd encourage anybody to go out and buy them. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Freddie.
And he paid off a bet that I didn't think he needed to pay off, because even with one arm, even without being able to spar for 5 weeks ahead of that fight, even after requesting a painkiller shot on the night of the fight and being rejected by the Nevada Athletic Commission. Despite all that, despite having to fight with one arm basically tied behind his back, I still thought Manny won the fight because Floyd ran and ran some more. And again, silly me, I've been covering boxing even longer than you have.
Which is why it's embarrassing that you're saying this, because you don't know boxing after all of these years of covering it.
From the start, by people who really, really know boxing, the aggressor wins the round.
That's not always
Manny
true.
was the aggressor the whole fight. So did Manny. He stood in the ring after the fight and looked around and said,
if you missed
I won the
400
fight.
times, what do you expect? You missed about 400 times.
You're swinging with one hand.
No,
Really?
whatever.
Really?
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now, Skip Bayless. You can sit there and say that all you want to, but everybody knows that opinion is an absolute joke.
No, they do
that
not
Manny
know that.
Pacquiao missed over 400 swings. He swung at air about 400 times.
Torn
okay,
rotator
that's probably
cuff.
why he
Surgery
hurt
the
his
next
rotator.
day.
That's probably why it was torn.
Surgery the next day.
Hey, I had an undisputed middleweight champion of the world come in there and sit right next to you and say Manny Pacquiao probably got hurt swinging and missing as opposed to before the
you
fight.
texted him to say that before.
No,
right?
not at all. Not at all.
You're talking
not at
about
all.
Bernie
I wouldn't
Hopkins,
do that.
right? Bernie?
Barney.
Yeah, I like Barney
Bernard
better.
Hopkins.
Barney Hopkins.
You know what I'm saying? Bernard Hopkins, all right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, Skip. You can say what you want to say, but in the end, the bottom line is very, very simple. Manny Pacquiao lost the fight. He had his chance. You're not going to shame Floyd into accepting. You're not going to you try to coax him into accepting some rematch. It's a waste of time. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. Listen, there's some good fighters out there. There's some good fighters out there. Manny could fight the winner of Cotto or Canelo. Manny can fight Juan Manuel Marquez in a rematch. Oh, I'm sorry. They would care about a Cotto or Canelo Alvarez fight against Manny Pacquiao. You can go there. You can fight an Amir Khan. You can fight a Terrence Crawford, who's very good. You can fight a Provodnikov, who's a knockout artist. You can do some things. You don't have to bother Floyd. You know why he wants Floyd? Because he needs the money. That's why he wants Floyd. He needs the money because he's going to run for office. You know they ain't paying you in the Philippines not to do politics. I'm telling you that right now. So he's stuck in a situation trying to get as much money as he possibly can before he becomes the senator in the Philippines. That's really what's going on here, but that's not Floyd's problem.
I will agree with you. He could use I don't think he needs the money now, but he could use the money because he is a philanthropist in his home country. He does spread the wealth. But the point
Which means that he ain't going to have too much of it.
Okay, but the point is, the main reason he wants Floyd when healthy is that he knows in his heart of hearts he can beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. when he has two arms to swing with, two fists to use. He knows
so many people have said this.
Hey, here's the point.
So many people have said this.
If Floyd Mayweather Jr. had any real guts, he would fight, he would give Manny a rematch, and then he would take on Triple G. You know it, and I know it. If he had any guts,
listen, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the Triple G, but it's a plausible and valid opinion. Don't bring me Manny Pacquiao like he owes Manny Pacquiao some rematch. The fight was a mega fight. The fight was a mega fight because fools like you thought Manny Pacquiao was going to go into the ring and attack Floyd and beat him down, and I told you he wouldn't be able to touch Floyd. I tried to tell you he wouldn't be able to touch him, and you wouldn't listen. That's what I tried to tell. Everybody talks about beating up Floyd, and then you can't hit him. So what you gonna do? You can't even catch him with a combination. You're lucky to catch him with one good shot like Madonna did, or catch him with one good shot like Sugar Shane did. I haven't even seen Floyd get caught with combinations. A combination. You catch him with one punch. Now, if you're Tommy Hitman Hearns back in the day, that's all you need. But outside of that, you're gonna need combinations in order to take somebody like Floyd out. You can't hit him, and that's the problem. You're just jealous that your man walked into the ring. He was ill-prepared to deal with the defensive brilliance of Floyd Money Mayweather, and that is what happened.
He needed surgery the next day. The next day he needed rotator cuff surgery.
That's because of what happened the night of the fight.
6 months.
That's because of what happened the night of the fight when he was swinging and missing all the time.
He swung and missed and tore his rotator.
I keep saying it.
Yeah.
I keep saying it all the that Fleury threw in the fourth round and the sixth round. I ain't see you saying a torn rotator cuff then. Oh, please, this is chirping. He lost.
Listen,
he lost. Get over it.
They're going to
Break of
fight.
your life. You got the break of your life.
We don't even need to talk
and the
about
break
this
of
no
Floyd's
more.
life.
Manny Pacquiao is irrelevant. He had his chance and he lost.
Listen, in my humble opinion, they're going to fight in that new Las Vegas arena, that $350 million arena this spring.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
I'll be there.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
I guess they're gonna play Floyd about $500 million to do the fight.
Yeah.
I bet you he'll do it then.
Tom Terrific has the Patriots at 6-0 this season, but is Brady playing better than his record-breaking year back in 2007? Remember that? Darren Woodson in the house. Hello, Darren. He's going to offer his thoughts in just a bit. We'll get into it.